Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and I wanted to talk about, just embracing change in many ways. We have to embrace change inevitably because it will crush us if we don't embrace change within our lives, and a lot of us are going through a lot of different life situations. A lot of us are going through different things inside of ourselves, but also what is our spiritual progression, what is our elevation, what direction do we need to go. And ultimately, Source will always pull us in the direction where we need to be, and it will always bring us back to where we are supposed to go, and it will always bring us back into that state of unity that we're always longing for, that existential bliss, those ambitions, those ideas, intentions, and those other things that we really want to do, and just having completion and feeling like there is a sense of fulfillment. And sometimes it's just doing the things that we need to do, but it's embracing the change that is present, no matter if it's challenging, no matter if it's upsetting, no matter if it's feeling like it's pulling you in many different directions and you don't know where to land. And even if there's a state of confusion, that change is always inevitable because we grow with the seasons and we grow with the times, and we struggle with how we are today and how we are supposed to be. And we are not supposed to be anything except for our authentic selves, and being courageous to have faith and making those actions and making decisions that will try to help us impact our life as a whole. So just make impactful decisions, make radical changes, be spontaneous, and try to generate excitement along with the change that is being presented to you. Embracing change in many ways is embracing the migration, it's embracing the progression, it's embracing the flow in your life, and it's also embracing the chaotic times where creation always seems to manifest itself in crazy times. If it's a spring equinox, if it's a full moon, there's always times where everything gets heightened, it gets aggressive, it gets chaotic, it gets out of control. And that is always a test of how we're going to react to that, how we're going to immerse ourselves into that new reality, and how much we're going to clear within ourselves and purify within ourselves to embrace the change that is present. So it's embracing change not only within our personality, within our lives, within the jobs that we choose, within the relationships that we choose, but also just the ability to see that embracing change allows us to grow. Change is growth. Change is forcing you to change. Change is embracing the change, but also accepting the change and accepting yourself while the change is happening. So change is not here to hurt us, it's not here to make us suffer, it's not here to belittle us or make us feel like we're unworthy. It actually gives us a sense of worthiness when we struggle with change, because it gives us a sense of worthiness because we're actually looking at the things that we're not looking at, being accountable towards the things that we're not being accountable towards, and just taking up more responsibility. And I'm not saying we have to be perfect, and I'm absolutely not the definition of that. But the point is just embrace change and just go with it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid to act on it. Don't be afraid to have that conversation with yourself and with other people. Because sometimes it's a simple question. It's a simple idea. It's a simple way of just waking up in the morning. And sometimes it's just the ability to do something else, and to find out different ways and avenues to generate so many different manifestations, but also different signs and confirmations on your path, so that you're actually projecting the change that you desire, but also the change that you want within your life. And sometimes change is changing your routine, changing the way you dress, changing the way you have an attitude. And I'm really talking about myself right now. So having an attitude, having a vibrational alignment is very difficult because we have to face ourselves at the end of the day, but also we have to love ourselves at the end of the day. And sometimes love does not come in the form of admiration, but sometimes love comes in the form of truth. Sometimes love comes in the form of reflection. And sometimes love forces you to change very abruptly, very painfully, very chaotically, in order to really embrace your true nature. Sometimes it's challenging. Sometimes you challenge yourself. Sometimes we have to really force ourselves to embrace the change, because if we don't do that, then we are unwilling to allow more into our lives. And if we don't allow more into our lives, then we're not allowing for the reception to have taken place. So reception is changing. No, I'm not doing greetings right now, but I will do it probably later. So the very fact that we're here to not just change people, not change how our reality goes, but to change the inner reality so that the outer reality coalesce with itself. So we're not here to change how the world feels about us. We're here to change our own feelings, to change our own emotions, to change how we go about life as a whole, and to change our belief systems and our attachments, and getting out of certain patterns, getting out of certain waves of energy, getting out of a certain rut within our lives. And sometimes it's just having the ability to just change how you feel about life here and now. And if we change how we feel about life, if we change how we feel about ourselves, if we change how we feel and how we view the world, then ultimately we are forced to embrace the change within ourselves. We're forced to embrace the change, but we're not scared of it. We've let go of the attachment of it. We've let go of the feeling of it, and we've let go of not going about it in that specific way. So sometimes it's almost forcing yourself to see that change is not something that you do, but it's something that you are. It's something that you are becoming. It's the change inside of ourselves. The change inside of ourselves allows us to generate the different wind currents, the different wavelengths, the different ripple effects that we change within our reality, because we're not going at a certain pattern, we're not going at it a certain way, we're not perpetuating a false reality, but we're actually accepting the true reality, and we're accepting our wisdom of our guides, our higher self, and God to the physical body to not limit our physical specimen. So a lot of the times we feel like we can force things to happen, we can control things to happen. We can control this and control that, and force this and force that, and show this person how I feel, or something like that. But that never really works out. So when we're not going about it by force, and we have allowance, and we are willing to receive, but we're also willing to accept that life maybe is what it is right now, but it doesn't always mean that it's going to stay that way. And sometimes it's just kind of understanding that the facts are the facts, and what we have to do is what we ultimately have to do for our greater awareness, for our greater learning, and our greater aspects of our reality that allow us to be true and whole and vibrant towards everything, so that we can give ourselves a bit of an outline, so that we can outline what we need to look at, but also kind of check off everything that needs to be done, and kind of give ourselves a little bit of grace. Because change doesn't happen in a day, but change happens over the course and the trajectory of your life. So change can happen today. You making an impact in your life can happen today. You accepting your free will and knowing that you have the ability to change, even when you're in the most debilitating state ever. It's just giving your life to change, feeling like you can change, and knowing that the change is already happening when you make that choice. So when we make the choice to change, we make the choice to embrace ourselves in all ways. And then when we embrace the change in many ways, we allow ourselves to let go of what is old and what is damaged, and we allow ourselves to build a new foundation and repair what could not be repaired. So we literally change our belief systems, our emotions, our thoughts, our sense perceptions, how we go about life as a whole. And we send out ripple effects, we send out smoke signals, we change the trajectory of our life, because we literally given ourselves a moment to where we can change and actually see it as a real thing, see it as a possibility, but also see it as a way of living, and a way of letting go, and a way of progressing within your life. So change is everything. And if we don't change, then we stay the same. And if we stay the same, then we can't embrace infinity. So just embrace change. Don't be afraid of it. Don't run away from it. But just know that it's a part of life and it's a part of the spiritual progression. And if we are the change, then we are limitless. Then we are fearless. And then we are able to be authentic more and actually speak to who we really are instead of what we perpetuate. So embrace change. Don't be afraid of it. Force yourself to change. Force yourself to really embark on a new state of being. So we're going to do some healing energy. So if you like this live, also you guys can book private sessions. I have 1 hour, 2 hour sessions. And I also do readings around nighttime, 10 or 11 p.m. I'll probably do some readings tonight for like $20. So the 1 hour sessions are $200 and the 2 hour sessions are $300. But we're just going to do some healing energy here. And feel free to receive this energy and feel free to partake in the healing energy. So thank you guys. God bless. Feel the release in yourselves, feel the release within your reality. Allow yourself to create within the chaos and allow yourselves to transmute the negative energy and allow yourselves to transmute the old energies that are here, that are now, that are ever present and everlasting to show us what we are able to do. And that even the winds of life, even the troubles of life, even the tribulations and the challenges of life can never really bring us down. They can only really lift us up. And that they can give us grace and understanding. And give us that sense of relaxation to reinstall our hope and to see that through the chaos, through the challenges, through the difficulties, through the craziness of life, we really find that true clarity within ourselves. Now we have an unwavering faith, and we have nothing but love and hope within our hearts, and that we've opened ourselves up to be vulnerable, to be receptive, and to let go of the things that we feel like we can't let go. But seeing how it has a trajectory and that it changes how we place our energy and project our energy. And we can see ourselves like the pyramid, just keep ascending higher and higher. And then we can see ourselves like Metatron's cube and embrace sacred geometry, embrace the different gateways and the wavelengths and the pathways. And then we can allow ourselves to be the Shekinah glory. And we can allow ourselves to activate our chakras once again. Let's just embrace the new self, embrace the new parallel self, embrace the person that has changed, and embrace the change within everyone else, and just embrace the change within your reality and see it fully realized here and now. And we're going to activate the third eye as well. Activate the heart, have a renewed heart, and we're just going to ask Archangels of Love and Light, who's willing to cleanse us of our word field, tapping into God's source energy and the great I Am, diving deep in the middle Mother Gaia Earth, and so it is. And we'll just ground back into the middle Mother Gaia Earth. Archangel Zadkiel and Sandalphon, helping us with psychic protection. The Apostle Paul has a green ray of healing coming in. And Jesus is helping us have a golden bubble around us. And just hold space for yourself and for everyone else in the world. And also, there are the bionic blue light from the 10th dimension, and we also have the violet flame, and we have a golden white aura from the white gold dragon from Lyra to help us tap into the 12th dimension as well. New thoughts, new intentions, frequencies, codes, and downloads. And we're just going to bring it from God's source energy and the great I Am all the way to the physical. Everyone take one last deep breath. Reciprocate, remember everything. And just become and let go. The wind is ferocious. The wind is so ferocious. It just picked up very chaotically as I was delivering the message. So thank you all for joining this live. I appreciate it. I haven't had like 30 people on a live in like a long time. So I might be doing readings tonight at 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be doing psychic readings. They'll be like $20 to $25 for donations. And I have private sessions. If you want to book a private session, it's $200 for 1 hour. And for 2 hours, it's $300. So I want to thank you guys for being a part of this live, and just embrace the change in yourselves, embrace the change in your life, but also don't forget to love yourselves. Don't be afraid to be patient with yourselves. Be vulnerable with yourselves. Be kind to yourself. Because sometimes we can be really ruthless with ourselves, and we don't need to be that way. And sometimes it's just giving up the fight, giving up the resistance, giving up all of the things that feel unforgivable and just forgiving them and not being attached to them and then bringing it back to a grounded form and just giving yourself the wisdom and giving yourself the grace enough to see that we can all change in all ways and always to no end. We are already free, we just don't feel like it. Even though that sometimes freedom can feel like it's limited, but just give yourself the freedom once again, and just give yourself the ability to heal again. So thank you guys. This is White Wolf. God bless. And namaste.